Okay, we will probably need to try if I will try this again. Yeah. Oh, everything I think will be okay. Mm. I think we need to try also video because of the sound to be sure if the sound is
It's just
where it
um,
should be. To put this, yeah, sound should be because this barcode is.
yeah, so we can try if it's working. Internetā arī var dabūt. Lūdzu. Jā, lūdzu.
Viņai ir izslēgts, viņš var ieslēgt. Es nezinu. Man nedaudz.
Es vienkārši nevaru mīlēt tā, būtu, ka viņas vienkārši neērt, jo kādam kaut ko šajās pasprasīt.
The first one.
First one.
So that's balkon systems and parallel. Vēl kā tā balkona.
Connect. What color is it? Jā, tas es tā liekas, ka ir vienkārši apmāni kaut ko sasēt, jā. Kāds ir vienkārši? You have to sign.
Jā, jā. Signing creative documentation.
Bet es jau to skaņu.
Tu kā viņai nelaidies, viņa nevar to mēģināt.
Nē, tur jau tas video būs tādām.
Rutta, can we try the video?
Yes.
Sound is
The world needs people able to create and think differently. Integrated learning. The world needs innovative higher education.
Ar to video.
SMK University applied social science.
Viss kārtībā, es redzēju, viss ir kārtībā.
Institution of the future, providing sense, meaning, knowledge. SMK. SMK is one of the biggest and most advanced higher education institutions in Lithuania. SMK is open to students from all over the world to come and study here.
But I think it's maybe I can take just separate from my name because all this one we make post online.
You can leave it just like here and
It's okay.
Yes, but
So,
yeah,
what about
documents, just you need to print out and
Yes.
send them to my email.
Yes.
Oh, yes, you're right, yes. What I did yesterday, I just sent to, let me see. I was so tired. Here. Can I hear computer here?
Yes. Please, should we try to steal it?
It's not nothing.
Yeah.
Yes, common, but you know, it's not mine. It's
Hopefully, our computer can survive because it's also yours. Did you send it?
Yes, just yeah, yes. And just a moment. Can I go with you?
Yeah, of course. Not forbidden.
Because I want to ask you and no, I can't open. Can't open for myself. Just a moment. I will send online. And oh, it's I left my that's my email box gone.
Ostatnio jest wtedy strzelają po prostu. To nie widzę, ja na pawęgu. Serio? Następne jest wtedy strzelają po prostu.
Нашла?
Нашла?
Нашла? Девочка нашла?
Я знаю. Вот это.
Девочка нашла?
Laikam saka, mums ir jāsāk. Es domāju, cienīsim savu laiku, cienīsim pacietības laiku. Vēlu jums izturību un pacietību. Šāda veida pieredze mums ir kaut kas salīdzinoši jauns. Es ceru, ka mēs uzzināsim kaut ko daudz jaunu. Es baigi nerunāšu, stādīšu vienkārši pagarām latviski jūs priekšā mūsu viesdocētāju. Pat pastāstīs īkāk par sevi, par to, no kurienes viņi nāk, un tad jau pievērsīsies tām tēmām, kas šodien ir ieteiktas. Paldies, ka esat uzrādījuši interesi. She knows what you're doing? No. What's your name? Why did I have to say something about myself? Hi for everyone. It's nice to see you here, all of you. And I came from Australia. And I participated in Erasmus exchange program for teachers. And I came from Applied Social Science University. And now I want to show for you some video about the place where I'm working. And after I will have 5 lectures. As you may be always the students. Oh, actually, my name is Rita. My practice experience is bigger than my job in university because I'm freelance art creator. And our university has a summer point to invite people, specialists who work more in the practice field. And I create local or international art exhibitions and projects, education projects and stuff like that in that field. And I'm working in the university just it's my second school year. And every time I'm getting some new programs. This year I'm teaching students mass culture and art history a little bit because we have no culture. So every time has no enough hours, I think, in university, but it's our programs. Okay. And I will show our nice university. Our university department. One is in Vilnius and one in Klaipėda. This year they built very big, new, nice building in Vilnius. They start the school year in new building.
The world needs people able to create and think differently. The world needs modern and open learning. Integrated learning. The world needs innovative higher education. SMK University of Applied Social Sciences is a higher education institution of the future, providing sense, meaning, knowledge. SMK. SMK is one of the biggest and most advanced higher education institutions in Lithuania. SMK is open to students from all over the world to come and study here in one of the members of the European Union. Lithuania is the geographical center of Europe, located by the Baltic Sea, and is often distinguished as a bridge between Eastern and Western Europe. The country is full of preserved natural landscapes, woods, lakes, and rivers, and has a unique seaside with Curonian Spit, a sandy peninsula separating the Curonian Lagoon from the Baltic Sea. Vilnius, the capital city of Lithuania, is the largest Baroque city in Eastern and Central Europe, with a charming old town inscribed on the UNESCO World Heritage List. SMK is not only up-to-date in knowledge and education, it is an ambitious, empowering, and dynamic community. SMK is a place for those who believe they can change the world and wish to be the best. Why is it worth choosing SMK? SMK University of Applied Social Sciences is a non-state higher education institution providing high-quality studies in the Lithuanian and English languages. SMK is in an exceptional community which respects everyone's individuality and attitude, cherishes common values, develops a democratic, creative culture of study. Attention to everyone. Inspiration, tolerance, communication and friendship, brilliant lecturers, enthusiasm, interesting studies, love, recognition. All this is at SMK University of Applied Social Sciences in Lithuania, the country that is worth coming to, calling for exploration, advantageous for studies. Study programs. The SMK University of Applied Social Sciences offers perspective, practice-oriented higher education studies in the English language, tourism and hotels, advertising design, applied programming and multimedia, public relations, acquired diplomas from several institutions of higher education in joint degree programs, studies in English, 1 year of study abroad, a joint diploma with international partner institutions. We offer such joint degree study programs as international business, technology and innovation management, international marketing and branding. Discover Lithuania and take advantage of an exciting learning experience. Student life. If you wish to experience authentic student life, you will like it here. There are basketball, football, and bowling teams at SMK. There are healthy lifestyle, law, project management, English, and theater clubs. At SMK, you may dance and sing. Internationality. Each year, more and more SMK students participate in joint projects and mobility activities with foreign partners, financed by funds from different European Union programs. This creates an opportunity for SMK students to spend some part of their study period in foreign countries and perform their internships at foreign companies. If you feel you are created for great goals, join us. Apply to SMK, broaden your opportunities, reach for perfection. SMK University of Applied Social Sciences is the place where future leaders are raised. Choose Lithuania to be the destination for your studies. SMK University of Applied Social Sciences. SMK.
And how you find it?
Good.
Will you come study to Lithuania?
I'll think about it.
Sorry?
I'll think about it.
Okay. Yeah, our student is true, they are very active, they every time travel somewhere. some tutorial study for 6 months or stuff like that.
I need for this. You can switch now.
Yeah, and you saw we have in Vilnius and in Klaipėda, and in Vilnius maybe it's more popular place, you know, for students who come in. Because it's bigger, more things, more stuff what to do. And yeah, and because now we became like partners, we can to come easily. Yeah, and as I mentioned, I will have five topics, and today I will try to talk with you, we'll discuss about visual communication aspects in advertising. What I want to say, first I want to apologize because my native language is not English language. And I'm sorry if I will make some mistakes. I think you will be patient about my office pronunciation or stuff like that. And I want to say that this topic I prepare for you first and never read them with my students, it was never read for any auditorium. Yeah, and it's like premiere for you. Okay, visual communication aspects in advertising. In this topic, we will talk about consumerism, of course, because it's a very popular to talk about it nowadays. I mean, some researches or you can find some text about that. And I think when this consumerism is every time it just surrounds us, but and we have to think about very seriously because it's a very it's quite interesting, and at first glance we would say it's meaningful, but it's not true. And I will try to improve that it's not true. It's very serious stuff which could impact all of us, everybody. Consumerism in a postmodern society, in time where we live in, popular retailing is consumptions of brands. And as you know, goods this day are purchased to be used as signs, identification or evaluation signs. And in postmodern society, our use surfaces, but not the content, and users became a target of stuffs produced by design industry, and design industry working very active to make us my target. And products gets hyper reality features. Differences between reality and the images is blurred, I mean. And everyday life begins aesthetic overlay. This is artificial world of a postmodern culture where exclusive focus is on a pop culture. Different forms of popular culture on TV, advertising, fashion magazines, photography, all this mass media, other social networks provide images and characters with many people can identify themselves and to emulate them. I mean, people every time try to be saying what they see on TV, for example. The desire to create a film star, image or identity themselves as a theater actor means a high integration between art and everyday life, and at the same time, aestheticization of common life. The aestheticization of everyday life is the most important aspect of consumer culture escalating. And do you agree with that? That everyday life is the most important aspect. Aestheticization of everyday life is the most important aspect of consumer culture escalating. Because it's everyday life which we living, as I said, is, and this aestheticization, what we seeing on TV screen or stuff like that, they are very close with each other. Do you agree with that?
Yes.
Why do you think it happened? Why these designers, advertising makers, why they try to blur this boundaries between common life and what they create, advertisements and stuff like nice videos.
But
What do you
because
think?
people want more.
Sorry?
People want more always, and that's the eager that drives them. That they want to become something more. They want to buy something more. That's why that is this line so thin between all of those.
Yeah, it's true. Because we talk about this consumerism, about popular culture, and we have to say for popular culture, I mean, because what we see on TV is that very seldom, for example, we can see high culture, some product, popular culture, because as your colleague said, because people every time need to see something new. And for popular culture, for users, for us, for consumer societies, particularly important are surface image, because it's not surface. Because as your colleague said, because we want to use everything very quick, in short time. Every day we want to see something new, and popular culture is pushing to create something new for us. And for this reason, this popular culture, people who work in this area, they have no time to create some high product. And for this pop culture, it's important just surface image, main things, what attract the eye, what can just impress us at the first glance. And this aestheticization brings to the fore to the established lifestyle, which is actively supported by dynamic marketing. And all these people who create advertisings, all this, which is could be more producers, stuff like that, and they actively supported it because it's a market, or marketing knows the money. And postmodern subject, in order to maintain his identity, which is created by the various media, wants to stand out. This postmodern subject means you, me, another people, and they want every time to be on top. They want to be first, and they want to stand out through, and they're doing this through different areas, through sports, sexuality, body care, and it's very popular. To be all your life to be young. It's impossible, but people sometimes try to do that. And this postmodern subject wants to stand out through that, wants to get the other players admiration, respect, or that other players is the same consumers. And for this reason, they're becoming a bundle of different marketing tricks, and they just, because they want to use influence them to be to use all that product which is created, and without any deep thing, and final, and consumers became a bundle of different marketing tricks. And today the consumption being more symbolic than real, because everybody, most of us, maybe all of us, just going to some big shopping malls to spend our time, not just to buy something. We go not just we need to buy something, but just we're going to spend some time. I'm not talking about the first necessity goods, and the consumption, as I mentioned, being more symbolic than real, show the individual's place in the world, and how we can to understand. It means symbolic consumptions shape identity. Shape identity is of course sounds not good, but it's true. And I am the one what I buy, that I could present myself using my desired items. And yesterday I saw somewhere, is it some cafe or some canteen name? It was in Latvian language. I am what I need. Yes? Yes, it's in consumer society, people are telling, I am what I'm buying. I am that which stuff I'm using. And this this consumption being more real for that, being more symbolic than real for that. And but I don't know if it's true or not, maybe. But we should argue, of course, about that. Different levels of pleasure, which we seek, associated with different forms of self-presentation, influence, and individuals need to buy one brand over another. And both of people who create all that stuff and who making advertisements about this perceive the brand importance through the gold veins, and that people through the gold veins because they just understood that force is very important and force has some means. This is what I said about I am that person, what I'm buying, what I'm eating, what I'm using, which car I have, and they saw the gold veins in this situation, and has taken intensive aesthetization of normal production. It's a visual communication is about that, because they saw golden veins. For golden veins, it means money, it's big money. And they start aesthetization of normal production. Aesthetizate, what I said, you know, and this boundaries is blurred, you know, they want to try this common life to make very fashionable, very nice and attractive for us. This means for communication with the customer, they use design elements, you know that, it's all advertising. Sometimes you just can see how advertising is nice and attractive, you know, it's just like some movies, you know. And they start create this, they start to use these design elements, which form more important part of the value of goods, all that stuff which we using, without avoiding the artistic cultural symbols for the goods advertising, because I can't remember some of advertising, for example, where could be used some, you know, something from high culture, some example or stuff like that. Maybe, you know, I just can't remember now. Should look or should think deeper. But they just using these symbols for the good advertising. And this process is quite successful because popular culture is based on the beliefs, activities, and objects which are widely accepted in the population. This culture is presented in the media intensely about it, screening advertisements until eventually it is absorbed and interpreted the consumer. Because this is advertising is, if we, because we not noticed how this advertising is just bombing us and screaming from all, I don't know, streets, from magazines, from newspapers. It's just enough to press button to look at TV or something, and immediately this advertising just bombing our mind and screaming about buy me or use me, stuff like that. And it during this till we absorb and just, you know, absorb it, and till when she getting our attention and getting our money, of course. And sorry.
You said that the advertising is around us and it's really bad because it's bombing us and blah blah blah. It's just a way to make people feel more comfortable. If I see this advertisement that it's helpful for me, I can just go and buy it. I don't really have to run around the country and try to find some product. If I can get it from the internet, it's nice advertising, it's really attractive. It took my attention. I can just go and grab it. It's not bad. It's just the way of the advertising work.
Yeah, it's not bad while you feel when it's enough for you, for example. But or not when you bought one dress, tomorrow you're going to buy another dress, and another dress, because it's not so looks good, you know, because on the screen you can see this model. Today she showed one dress, tomorrow she showed another dress, and you want to buy, and again. Because they, these designers or all that all this big business, they just want to make you, I don't know, user with no limits.
Yeah,
Who knows
but it's not
limits?
that, it's just the way our life works. It's just the way
Yeah.
it is. Someone is buying, someone is selling, that's it.
Yeah, it is. It's not bad when you feel that it's enough for you, for example.
Yeah, but you can control it, both human beings, we understand. If you don't want to get this second, third dress, you can just unsubscribe this email you get when you email. If you don't like the dress, you just don't into that website and you just don't do it. It's just up to everybody.
It's okay if people can understand, or if they don't. Yeah, it's, I don't know, it depends maybe on young people who are quite mature, maybe they not understand, and this not understand enough, and all this advertising, they start pressurized parents.
Yes.
Yeah, and you notice how they making this advertising, they pressurized parents, and they making this advertising nice for kids, and kids start pressurized parents, open them bags, take the money and pay for that, and from small, ages, they are growing for them just users, because they need, and popular culture, and all this stuff business, without us, without people who use it, it's just collapsed. It's okay if you understand. All this stuff is about when people, just because they're making advertising, you know better than me because you created, you have speciality how to create advertising. And you know that who works to create some advertising with big team, psychologists or stuff like that. And for example, when I'm telling for my students, you're thinking that you have you are free to choose, for example, even tea bag. I said, no, it's no, it's your imagination that you can choose. You know it. Because this is some people, and you saw, and I saw not one time in shops, they come in looking which is the shelf they can to put all the stuff, which is a bad assembly. Because when you come into shop, your decision to buy or not coming per 10 seconds. And or maybe shorter time, For this reason, this tag should be very attractive, but we talk on it's another topic, And for this reason, they just today they created yellow, very bright package, tomorrow they create something, maybe a yellow with red dots, and just make this, this process without ending, for this reason. Yeah, if you understand this, everything is okay. And when you know how not to buy in shop, or not just coming and buy, because it's true. You're coming and they're doing, for example, this big shopping malls. They suggest for people why they're doing all this, passage or with trees, artificial, with fountains, everything. They just want to create some atmosphere people can feel themselves very good. It's like staying like in nature or stuff like that, but it's artificial. Or if people understand that, of course, they better prepare to go to theater to take a good book, or not to go and just without any aim to walk like the teenagers walking, doing nothing. And, about this, yes, it's okay, I understand it perfectly. Yeah. Actually, I don't know. One that is advertising every time coming, for example, it nervoused me when I watching a movie. This is coming to do something. They're just taking it from some and putting on I don't know. I don't like it. I prefer less advertising. And about screening advertising. Could you tell me what is the main aspect of the use of popular culture, for example? Why people so like to use all this stuff which we name popular culture? What do you think? Which is the main aspect?
They have to think less.
Sorry?
They have to think less because everything is already taught for them.
Perfect. Yeah, because for granting of fun, of pleasure, because popular culture, yeah. British people has very good expression. It's about alcohol. But I will say for you, less think, more drink. You know, about British, you can create some jokes. Yeah, but it's true. Less think and more buy, maybe, or stuff like that. And yeah, everything is just everything is done for you. It's not necessary to think something, and just to getting some pleasure when you're using these popular culture products. Popular culture usually makes pleasant feelings, and Hollywood movies, love novels, some sentimental novels, music especially, and pop music has become increasingly associated with the dance, and which symbolize and reflect the artist who has already established itself in the market. It's like it's a very big names, you know, like Michael Jackson and another singers. Yeah, it's main aspect why we use popular culture. Yeah, let's think and get everything ready. It's like takeaway culture. And today popular culture is entertainment produced by creative industries, disseminated by the media, that is used with pleasure. And but this situation, what we talk about when they pressurized us to let think, this situation in a high culture, prevalent principles of marketing, advertising, art styles, and brand making, and nowadays logic of thinking are based on what your colleague said. And in other words, popular culture is active meanings and pleasures production and dissemination of them for the social system. And granting of pleasure, the essential goals of popular and consumption culture, granting of pleasure, of fun. Both of these cultures evolve encouraging growth of consumption. And the consumption is market, as you know, market is a big money, as I said. And promoting new types of users, promoting the need to create and artificial user identity, and such proceedings should be taken like natural feature of our living world. What I said, why the aestheticization this our common world, why they suggest for us can we buy that nice stuff or not is a different question. But why they try to aestheticize this all this life where we living all our surrounding, because they try to do our living world closer for our imagination. They show nice handies, mobile handies and nice cars, nice dress or stuff like that, and they try to impact that it could be our world. And just I read not long time ago how it's very bad for people, because especially who get very less money, and they want, it was a little bit about criminal, all that stuff. They want to have this candy which they saw on the screen, same cars or stuff like that. They want to live this life which they saw on programs different, and but they have no enough money even for pay taxes or stuff like that. They have no maybe even flats, and for this reason sometimes they just try to rob people, because all of us want to live nice life, but just we have different conditions. We can't maybe do today this, or maybe we will earn money or stuff like that. But if people want to have now and they're not thinking very well, they sometimes could do very bad stuff to rob people or to kill them or stuff like that, just because they have they want to get this expensive stuff. And patches for society is one of popular cultural activities, and patches element typical for all forms of pleasure. What I said, why we so like to attending to visit big shop malls. Undeniably that because consumerism and consumptions for consumption's sake, just I'm buying because I value. Today are blurring boundaries and hierarchy of culture, and the culture itself domesticating such areas of human life, which recently hasn't been associated with it, not at all. For example, and why we can see again this all I know in Latvia, but in Lithuania, all this how's it, golden voice, stuff like that, and people coming singing into some competition, and some different competitions, you know, and a lot of them, golden voice, golden mind, stuff like that. And they create this nice world which is artificial, just in studio, and this hierarchy of culture and the culture itself, as I mentioned, domesticating such areas of human life. Yes, and we can see and we can notice very clear in when we at this program, which I mentioned, and again about these boundaries, and just because people trying this who making this program, they're just trying to put the boundaries and impact us to believe that what they're showing is a true life, and everybody could be on stage, everybody could become famous. Not at all. And today we are living in a consumer society, and consumption has become a commodity. And of course, this is especially good for the market, for the consumption, because the consumption has become produced together with the goods, guarantees a holistic, fast, and limited consumption of goods. And unlimited consumption indicates the changed nature of product. Culture became a commodity. Culture has myriad signs and symbols. This high culture, I mean, it became a commodity because it wasn't popular culture, but it's the 1960s when artists just taking from this culture heritage and use different stuff when they want to create the artworks. And now it's happened same. Culture became a commodity. As I said, culture has myriad signs and symbols, which people who create advertising can use them with any thoughts, and which can be used in the field of culture and art, and are consolidated principles of marketing. Culture became the industrial product area. When they're doing this, they just this high culture and putting all this popular culture, all the symbol and signs from high culture to popular culture, and they transfer this culture in industrial product. And purpose of this culture mean educate consumers and make them passive and obedient, and the develop consumer culture. Because if, as we talk with your colleagues, when we start to think that maybe it's not very good to use everything what they suggest for us, and they will lost if one people to think or 10 people to think is not so bad for them, but if people start thinking we want to choose ourselves and not what we're telling for us, not what we're suggesting for us, it becomes bad because they will they will start losing just money, for example. We not talk about tea bags, we talk about people who can't buy very expensive cars or stuff like that. And or instead to buy a car, for example, they maybe donate money for people who need them more. And again, I talk not about car which help to move for us, for example, or if I have one car or two cars and I want to buy a third, I talk about that people. And for the development of consumer culture, very important is media culture. It's the most important stuff, because popular culture should make influences very quick for us, and popular culture aim not give a time for people to think what is good, what is bad. and they just suggesting very nice stuff, and you have to make you have to decide. You have to make your decision very quick. And very important media culture, especially advertising, which supports all popular culture and promoting the use of mass product goods. Advertising includes popular culture in its own way, pervades all cultural and human life area. We have prevalent rules to learn to promote themselves. And human life from the labor market to reality show increasingly becoming more and more commercialized. And popular culture and advertising create the consumer whose key feature is the ability to quickly adopt to the accelerating consumption tempo. Consumers constantly forced to create their own identity from images, which is applied advertising and the pleasure industry. And what I said before, and this mass media, and they just create they influence your opinion because they need your quick decision. Not think too much, less think. Because if you will start thinking too much, you would make decision which is not will be useful for big business, for big company. Advertising is I just thought about, do you need some break? Okay. Advertising is the most ubiquitous pop culture manifestation. In the past, advertising was seen as an additional marketing tool to sell the goods. People who create all that stuff, and you know, if you saw some old advertising, it was not so fashionable, you know, because they not been paid so a lot of attention on advertising, because they didn't understand that advertising could be very, very important and very to bring a lot of money. And advertising was seen as an additional marketing tool to sell the goods. Very little attention has been paid to the importance of advertising and linking activities to everyday culture, in spite of the fact that they are completely intertwined. And advertising and popular culture is the citadel of capitalism, which activates managed by the desire to get profit. Advertising and popular culture take the form of a modern economic body. In this system, intervenes by media to effectively deliver this content to many users. An effective tool for shaping a new consumer experience and imposing them consumers' value at TV, this mass media. But maybe TV was a little bit before, and now successful development television as a fundamental form of business. And for this reason was created a variety of local programs, and people understood that how it's important to sell stuff or to promote some activities, and they created very local programs. And this showed that the principal activity for the consumer is culture. Visual advert is very important. As I said, mass media and TV is very important. But today this rule is increasingly taken over by the new medium of communication. The internet, digital products, service, and as you said, people can buy on internet everything. It's not necessary to see. Of course, TV still very important when they want to show some adverts or something, but today we can use an internet and all the social networks. Nowadays, advertising and popular culture are two enormous public art spheres. Both of these spheres have a lot in common. Both are carefully manufactured by their creative industries, training images, borrowed themes, music, and character from one another, often appear next to each other. Both of these public and spheres dominated our cultural environment today and put into the shade more traditional forms of expression. As I said, just boundaries is blurring, and common life is more and more becomes like it's not maybe becomes just big this business want to make it more same as we saw on TV, and advertising and popular culture closely integrated into the daily lives and keep objective distance from them and understand them more deeply is not easy for people, for example. And because we have no time to think, we are very busy, and every day just, we have all this internet and cars and handies, but every time we can hear people telling, I have no time, I can't do this because I have no time, and it's quite strange, of course, but is it true? And sorry. And both of these public art spheres is dominated by the culture and the environment today, and put into the shade more traditional forms of expression. We have not just time to sit. What I want to say is the traditional forms of expression. Just sit and talk with each other, calm. And when we start talking, immediately start ringing telephones or stuff like that. Because we have no time for traditional forms to communicate, or traditional forms to express ourselves. And advertising and popular culture, it's very difficult to keep this distance from them and understand them more deeply is not easy. And however, advertising and popular culture, despite their illusory surface, just is artificial. It's can be quite complex messages. We saw that this very is just consumerism and it's maybe emptiness, but if we start thinking, they has some message in them, and its message could be quite complex. Their meanings comes from all cultures through advertising and the consumer products. If they are purchased, meanings come to user. Advertising message meanings and value depends on each individual interest. If I understand, I could choose. If I thinking more. And potential message value takes its beginning in both directions. From advertising and pop culture, next to the people. From the user, back to the symbols, icon, space. From advertising and pop culture, next to the people. From the user, back to the symbols, again to the icon, space. Want the individual person to bring symbols to advertising, advertising supplement meanings and return them to the people life. It means we are using this advertising and in the same way we create it, and people who create advertising to see what we want, and they can read our wishes, understand, and to suggest again for us all this product which we create ourselves. And today more and more common opinion that the economic culture and the user is closely interrelated. They are very close with each other. And commercial companies desire profit, requires a greater sensitivity to the cultural values of everyday life. And it is undeniable fact, spread of advertising at its aggressive, for me it's aggressive, penetration into the daily life. Because nobody asking me, they just suggesting, they smiling, nice face, nice costume, and suggesting this old stuff or activities or something. But nobody asks me, do I want to see it? And if I will ask them, or if I will say for that people, it's just in my mind. Of course, I can't to find. I just can't see a result of them work. I can't find that people and test them directly. If I will ask, do I need it, or if I will say I'm not needed, it's not necessary for me, they still keep smile and try to improve that I need it necessary, that and they can't live without that. And its influence, consequences, evaluated controversy. Advertising are criticized as a negative commodity fetishism phenomenon, which is a great culture, makes culture banal, advertising, and manage a public. It's made banal.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
How we can, what we can do with this kind of situation? What is your way how to solve this problem?
How I telling for my students, read a book because you have to has your spine very hard, and you have to say that coming to you this handsome person with nice costume and try to improve. It's just that you need this stuff or something. You can't just say I'm sorry, I don't need, because you understand it's not necessary. And for example, then they're making advertising. I could go deeper. When they're making advertising for some stuff or some stuff or dress or something, are made small kids, for example. It's when just working kids, which is not adults and in very bad conditions, for example. Or this advertising which reach us with nice dress or something, we just buying and giving money to and we support all this stuff. And you just have to, you must have your very strong opinion about all this stuff. It's not just about which goods we are using. It's just about what is behind all this advertising, all this business. What is behind? What is behind that?
What is the way how you offer to do it? Just to come to everybody and say, okay, I'm going to speak for
And say, don't buy.
Yeah, just don't buy, don't do it, just read books, that's it. Go to the library, and that's it. This is the end of your, you have to do it till the end of the day, that's it. This is the way how we offer to do it.
Insane, yes, wait.
So technically, part of that audience what you have here are students. We have bachelor degree in future in advertising and PR. So you have to hope you understand what we're talking about now.
Okay.
So you say that technically our profession nowadays is a bad thing.
Okay.
What we do, we curling people's life.
Yes, in the same way. Yes, of course.
What you want to say today?
Just tricking people.
Okay.
It's a pity. It's very bad to say for students. But I want to say one example. My answer could be one example. I took my student and we went to the quite famous man who created this young man who created advertising. He created very good advertising and he is very popular. And my student asked them, if somebody coming to you with a big money and asking to create advertising which is not good, for example, which is could you create advertising about some products which is this GMO, this changed this out what they putting in products? I don't know how to say in English.
Genetically modified or
Yes. And they ask me, could you make this product, but don't say that this all bad stuff is in that product. What you will do? He said, I will never do this advertising. Never in my life. I want to believe he was honest. But
He's going to find another company and he will do it just because he has a lot of money. It doesn't really matter. You're going to come to you, so your page is going to be made
Yes.
because he has money.
For this reason, we have,
We can't offer for him a book and say, go read, and he's gonna be around.
but for this reason, we have, but for this reason, we have problems, for example.
Yeah.
Because another people, they just refuse, they said, why? And my student, I don't know, last week they asked, I try to improve them, about this, because we have to choose which is your opinion, which is your point, your life, and they're saying, well, if I want to buy flat, I have a family, I need the money, blah, blah, blah. But every time, I'm same person, But, I don't know, it's a very personal example. When we're writing some projects and we're getting money from funds, it's a little bit different, but same. And it's like a secret, but not very secretive. Sometimes people just taking that money, I don't know, about, you are first, did you write some projects or stuff like that? Do you understand what I'm talking about? When you're getting money on your project, sometimes you can get that money and put to your pocket. It's some ways, you know what I'm talking about, yes? And when person who asked me to write a project, I worked in this organization, came to me and asked me, could you help me to, wash my hand, and take and put it? Never in my life. And just my agreement was cut. I lost my job. But how I'm telling for students, you should live your life that every morning you wake up and was not shame for yourself to look in the mirror. It's, I don't know, it's...
Yeah, but we can't just ignore the fact that we live in a world full of advertising, commercials and everything.
The majority still does. I think it's partially, the society's ignorance that we are still affected by all these advertisements and commercials, because people they don't care. Most of them have been already brainwashed by these major corporations by using all these advertisements, that they're just so into this pop culture that they don't even care that they are still there, because I don't know, they
just accept that they are not there.
Yeah, exactly.
Already.
They just accept
They
it,
just ignore themselves.
and yeah, they think to themselves that they are just fine with what they have, and that they don't need anything else or anything less at this point.
I'm sure all of you saw this this video about Apple 6, about this handy, and they bring to market this new product.
Well, we're probably aware of this product, but I don't think
It's handy. It's a 5, Apple 5, Apple 6.
Yeah, the iPhone. Yeah.
Did you saw this?
No, I haven't seen it, but I don't. Yeah, just go
It
ahead.
was like a madness, and I just saw my daughter. She has, and she's, Mom, all world waiting, this moment, and something happened with this program, because a lot of people try to look when this new handy will appear on them screen. It was like a madness. But
that's fine, because 100 years ago, we couldn't even expect that we could have a car with the air conditioning. But nowadays, it's so common that you don't even think about it. Like in 100 or 200 years, no one would think that this kind of phone would ever create it. This is just the way how we move forward. This is our life. This is the way how technology comes. This is normal.
It's okay, but we're talking about how we're using how too often, too much, 200. But 20, 25, 30 years ago, not 200. We had a time to sit and talk with each other.
Yeah, we still can sit and talk to each other.
Excuse me. I think it's not true. When I went to the church in England, it was 2 teenagers, I don't know, Korean or stuff like that, doesn't matter. And both of them have this house name that's like
That guy. I got this, or.
in church. And both of them doing some races, car races. I just I can't imagine what I'm seeing, is it true or not, in church?
And we're talking about
Is
moral.
it
We're talking about moral issues, we're not talking about the way how the development is growing in us, in our lives. They're two different things.
It's the same things, because people who create advertising and try to promote all this stuff, they want to change your moral. Because if they will not change your moral, you will not use. You will see these kids with all these techniques in church, and you punch him and will say, go out, this will say for them. In church you have to talk with God or not with.
Well, I'd like to add that, to be honest, parents are losing control of parenting their own children, because the children are basically being parented by these corporations and these commercials. The corporations are basically making a new generation dependent on all these products, and then, the same iPhones and all that stuff.
I agree 100%, because I lost control in my family too. What I can't do. No, we argue every time and fighting, and still, I'm going, so this library will be like, it's maybe a bad example. I'm taking books and every time talking for here, but it's just, okay, we can't, it's not necessary to talk about books, but I saw one advertisement again on internet, and this is some, right near the bus, people putting some sheet where they write here cost, and some, can to come to buy something, and they wrote on it, it is no any internet, talk with each other. For example, when people, I'm sure you noticed, when people coming to the park, they're taking some beer, tea, coffee, doesn't matter what, sitting together and looking to TV screen. Why they not communicate?
Just because they came to the park to watch the football match or something like that, they could just go to the stadium and say without beer, but it's not comfortable to it's just like you can do it. You can't go to Argentina for a world championship. You can just do it in England or in Latvia. It's just the way how you can get this possibility.
Yeah, for this reason, lost myself in the first. Last sentences, will win or lose the customer to a large extent he decide himself. He should decide himself. But I don't know, I think we're using too much, we're buying too much. And I don't know, if just try to measure how, for example, put some basin in your sink where you're washing plates, and you will see how a lot of water you will use. All this stuff, it's maybe not, it's water, nothing common on this topic, but just a little bit people try to think deeper before they buy, it's a need or not, because you see just top of this mountain here in the mall shop. Everything what is coming under it is a consumer society, and when parents losing, and they improving this consumer society, because as I said, it's just our imagination that we can choose, that we are free, not. For example, I don't know, I'm living not in capital city, but we have just one cinema, one theater. And I have any possibilities to choose some uncommercial movie. I have to find this on internet, I have to cooperate maybe with my friend, I have to go to, sometimes they show movies in art galleries, doesn't matter, please. And they show this Hollywood production, it's popular culture production. And this cinema is in a shopping mall where people going and buying, and it's a leisure time, and they can to buy, bread and to go to see film, and it's about this. Just think a little bit and separate this place with culture place, because when they build, it's good that they're not showing some, not theater in shopping malls, just cinema. And, you know, because when they building this when they building this cinema in shopping mall, they make this higher culture, again, like a popular culture, like industry. It's very bad. It's very bad. And this industry this high culture became as industry when people, I know, pop culture again in 1960s, when Andy Warhol and Rauschenberg and everybody came on stage, you know, and Warhol said everybody could be a superstar. His expression, everybody could be artist, you know, and they start to make these artworks to, I know, thousands of them. And who is a high art? Who is an artist? When they start create multiples, all this stuff. You know, for this reason. And I just want to say a little bit stop, think a little bit what you're using. Maybe it's not necessary for you. Just a little bit think about how to, I don't know, create sober mind, and you know, have to make some decision. And what I want to say about this parents and kids, of course they will lose his control, because when you see is a kid who is sitting in the buggy in this I don't know, maybe 1 year old, and mom, because she's talking with another friend, you know, she keeping this handy in front of him. This is some, I don't know, showing some animation or something, and this kid's, you know, looking, understand nothing completely, but just something moving, you know, and he will grow up, you know, with this. With all this, you know, culture, pop culture, but it's about that. It's just simple, you know, examples. Before months, you know, singing, reading for kids. Now they just giving smartphones, and they, you know, it's not any communication, you know, and.
But this is not the problem about communication. It's about the problem with the moral thing. It's about the problem what's happening there, not about what's happening around you.
But you can create or raise kids with high moral, then you will communicate with him. But we have no time to do that.
Why we don't have time?
Why?
Yeah, maybe we should start from the very beginning. Why we don't have time? Just because something changed. Just because the way how everything develops so quickly, and not everybody can be flexible about this life.
Actually,
we have to start from something different, not just blame that advertisements is that make evil our days. It's not about this.
Not advertising is not main evil, and I like advertising myself because I think it's very interesting speciality, and they are very good artists. But again, who is behind them? About this, who is behind them? Is a big corporation, is a big business about this.
Yeah, but if we have a big business in our country, we have a very good and stable economics level in our country, and so it's not bad. We have money in your country, you have a stable situation in your country. If you have work, you have working places, that people working, everyone is in the mood, everything is happening. The economics rising, everyone is happy. Salary is rising, kids can go to the kindergartens, you can offer better schools, better universities, everything is connected.
I don't know. I don't want to live in life where everybody's happy. It's artificial, you know. It's not real.
I would love to.
I not.
I would love to see.
It's not natural emotion. People should cry. People should be unhappy because it's natural emotion.
Yes, it is. But when you live in a normal, stable, happy society, it's best for you.
Never big corporation. Big corporation make just stable life for themselves. They don't care about us. Just no one stuff. They don't care about us.
But no one is caring about us. This is the main thing.
I care about.
Yeah, you care about yourself. I care about myself.
No, I care about my student, about my daughter, about. I care about this whole stuff. Why people so want to keep us in prison as consumer, which his name is consumerism. Why they want to keep us in this prison? And they want to keep us, and they use you like a designers. You are just too evil. No, you're not, you are artists.
Yeah, this is what you're trying to say.
No, it's like advertising in general. Yes, it's evil.
It's
Because
immoral.
evil
It's
people make
basically
it,
immoral,
but you
and
can change it because you can be a good person and go and read a book and make a good advertising, not a bad one. So in that case, advertising will change because more and more companies follow the advertising leaders who make good advertising, and through the advertising actually you can like almost like educate people that world is moving forward. So if you will be a dummy, of course you will make a dumb advertisings and you will just hate it, and you will think that it's just poisoning you. But you have to think and you have to see the good examples of the advertising, and you just have to go and read a book so that you know what they are talking about. Otherwise, you will really think that you are living in a mad world as it is. But you have to go and read a book to see.
Yeah, it's one sentence. I saw one example. It's about when people create it's about smoking. Package for cigarettes is like small coffin. If I don't know, I think people will think more when they will come to some shop place, and when they will buy a cigarette, they will buy small coffin. I think it's nobody let do that. They just writing, letters to kill, the smoke is killing or stuff like that. But if they create small coffin, no, it's you buying coffin. I think it would be. It's effectively this advertising than just buy a package with some notes, but nobody let you do that. Nobody let you do, because if you will try, as you said, if you will try to make advertising which tell for people be clever or stuff like that, they just got this advertising, that's all. Because it's again, it's a big business, They support all this stuff and never let for you to do nothing, clever, nothing which encourage people to think. It's just business, it's about business, everything. And business damage morality.
The advertising we saw before, from the very beginning, what we saw, the beautiful, smiling people, extremely fantastic university, lovely surrounding. This is the main thing as well, because this is about advertising as well. This is someone created this.
I can't talk about that. It's my university. I can't
Yeah,
comment.
but you use the designer to create it, to get involved more people for your university.
Yeah, but it's okay. But it's just university. It's not so bad. Then this
Yeah, but
man.
nowadays universities are the big business as well. Everyone is making money out of the out of the education. It's a very popular thing.
Yeah.
It's the pop culture nowadays.
I agree 100%. When government put education institution in the market, they made very big mistake. But I think they made it with some thoughts on their mind. It's very bad because students bringing money and they thinking that they buy, some that they buy this, activity, these lessons or stuff like that. They start blaming some of them just because they have money. It's very bad. It's a very bad step was made, but we can't to fight with the system. But this man who remember is a very old advertising who smoke on the horse and showed how the Marlboro is nice and blah 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 blah. This is very old advertising. I think you don't know.
Yeah, and then with the red shirt and a hat on the horse. It's a very old and one of the most.
It's like cowboy.
Yeah, cowboy, yeah.
And he died because he has cancer. But he advertising cigarettes. I don't know. It's no.
No, hold on. And it's everyone's personal choice.
Yeah, but you could maybe less that desk if you will create some advertising how is the smoking is bad. It's killing people or stuff
Yeah,
like
but
that.
we have to advertisement which shows you that the smoking is bad. It doesn't work.
I saw just in England. I never saw in my country.
In internet, you find quite a lot of them.
Yeah, in internet, but how many people using internet, for example?
Oh, that's another topic for another.
Yeah, because they using internet just definitely not to see this advertising. Advertising is very, good when you can see that you're coming, with some, after job and taking, watching TV and this control remote and not necessary to move nowhere. Of course, you will not use the internet to see advertising. On TV, you will never see this advertising about how smoke killing people. Yes, it is that advertising, but no, so you have to take computer, especially take a time to sit and to look. Not because it's like, they hide, they not hide, of course we can, you are free. But what does it mean when they showing in public, space this advertising? When you have to find it yourself, you have to find it, you have to know how to find, how to, I think if we talk about that, I think it's good if we talk about that and we argue about that, it means we're thinking. It's the main stuff that people thinking. Thanks a lot for your attention and for your questions.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.